You're listening to the Living Mandala podcast. My name is Ara. And the conversation continues. Here we go. Dr. Bill Barnard is here with me. We're discussing the chakras and in what I'm calling the Chakras of the House series. And so now here we are on the throat chakra. All right. Hello, Bill.
All right.
Let's get right in it.
That's right. Let's drink deep of the throat chakra, right? This chakra for me is such a beautiful chakra because it's called the Vishuddha, which literally means the purest. I just love that. It's got just the name, just like, oh yeah. And its color is traditionally blue, and the element that it's sort of an expression of or linked to is space, or the word in Sanskrit is akasha, or ether. We can have a whole discussion about that. Its seed mantra is hum, hum. And so it's a very, to me, I don't know, it's got a lot going on with it, because to me it's linked with the feeling like there's literally like some of the people that I've studied with, they talk about it's almost like almost like a chimney that's open. It's like in the back of your neck and stuff. And so it's not just the front, it's also sort of that, conduit just sort of right in the back of your neck, leaning up this base of your skull, right? And you can even feel the base of your skull that's sort of this like can be a lock that's there and tightness. And, so I mean, there's just certain ways to sort of begin to tune into this sense that this is ideally the open chimney, right? That this is the connecting link, the hollow reed, the sense of being a channel, right? So it's linked to mediumship. It's linked to tuning in and receiving sort of and guidance in a real visceral way from different qualities of spiritual beings, right? And letting your sort of receiving that. So it says about receiving, but it's also about expressing. It's about offering. It's about, we were talking about this earlier, so the manifesting of creation instead of necessarily the creativity of the second chakra.
Right.
They're both creativity, but this is more like it's like manifesting yourself, often I'll just say through speaking, through singing, through playing, like the flute and things like this. I mean, for sure, right? But it's more generally just that power to sort of express yourself and usually in beautiful ways, ideally, right? Or at least in ways that are effective and powerful. And so, to me, it has this sense of that sort of, it's like a bipolarity in the best sense of the way, of being sort of like a conduit, right? There's sort of giving and receiving. There's up and there's flowing down, and there's soaring up, right? So it's this sort of beginning, it's sort of almost like you're opening into that sort of, those sort of shamanic flights almost. And so it has that sense of that tube, that inner, and that tube is there on a more, and we haven't really talked about it, is they have this notion what's called the Sushumna Nadi, which is like it's like the channel of very subtle light that goes right down the center of our being, and we can almost sort of visualize from the top of the head going right down to the physical core, like linked with the spine in our being, right? And so the Sushumna Nadi, though, very much also sort of has a sense of it's linking all the chakras together, which sort of connects them vertically, right? But it also means to be like centered in your being, right? And so you're like a conduit. And so that to me, this is just my I'm just almost like the metaphysical reverberation of Vishuddha in a sense, is that being like, really in that center, that hollow, transparent, open receptivity, allowing things to come in and you to come up. There's a sense of almost like a up and down transparency.
The expressive blowhole of the throat chakra.
Exactly, right. Well, I mean, and it's a little blow like is a good way to talk about it, but it has that sense of receiving and giving.
Yeah. That's when we were on the second chakra. I remember having this, having this quandary of like, I was including children and playthings in that cycle, but it's more like the energy of play and art versus the expression, which is a different thing. Or expression is the hymn, is the words, is the so
or any just sort of creative expression in your life, and that sort of literally create.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in some ways this podcast is kind of it's a fifth chakra exercise. It's like a creative expression. It's for fun. It's for the joy of it. This is like really how I would love to spend my afternoon, is talking about the chakras and how they relate back to the house. That's so interesting.
For sure.
And it actually helps me think about like when I'm working with clients, or, there's different ways that I can sort of be in somebody's space and really help somebody effectively if I can tune in to, the various levels of their life and, be able to serve in the best way and get things going in the best way. So, the throat chakra, is the voice, the mouth, it's the back of the neck, like you were talking about. You said ether and you also said space.
Yeah.
I had down sound as well. Does that count, or is that more ajna?
Well, no.
They get a little blurred.
Yeah.
Right.
Also sound could be, be linked with air too, say with the heart. So it's like, I don't, I think it's all everything for me.
So in thinking about, the throat chakra, I was thinking about how that comes back to the house in the form of, the home office, the library, the study, those types of areas. Maybe it's time to purge your books and, take a bunch to half price books, or, maybe it's time to, move some things on, reorganize your home office. That's a very, multi-dimensional chakra exercise. There's a lot of discernment you've got to do. There's probably a lot of physical activity you got to do, but I put it in the fifth chakra part of the house for, I guess, just all the words and the communication associated with the home office. In terms of some things you can be thinking about too, this would be a good time to back up your computer. If you haven't backed up your computer, you can also think about a surge protector. Just think about it. Do you have a surge protector on your, kind of your technological equipment? This is all very fifth chakra stuff. And then, goes even deeper on your phone. Think about all the apps you have, and is this a good time to kind of purge your apps, on your phone? And then also, same token, are there some subscription services that, you're just not using them? It's time to cancel that $10 a month and get that right back in your pocket, So, this is a good time to do all of those types of things. Those are the filing cabinet activities. We've gone to some other realm of filing cabinet when we're talking about apps, but it's the same idea. And then in terms of some things that you can schedule. These are just some ideas. Maybe it's time to go see the dentist. It's in your mouth. These are your teeth. They help you communicate well. The smile is a part of your communication. Is it time to go get your teeth cleaned? Did you always want to get braces? Now's the time to look into that. Here's your reminder. I put down you could go get a library card. I have a library card. My husband has a library card. I think both of our children have their own library cards. We are huge library people. We love the library. It's such a great resource. And if you don't have a library card, here is your gentle reminder to go get a library card. Maybe there's a class you want to take. There's we live in a huge metropolitan city. And maybe there's just a cool class that you want to take. Go take a class. And then maybe this is the other thing, I mean, near and dear to my heart is, maybe you've been wanting to do music lessons. It's a very fifth chakra thing is to do music lessons. So if you've always wanted to play the piano or maybe learn to paint, that's another fifth chakra thing, I think. Go take Creative Arts Center is a great resource here in this city. And then on the self-care front, of course, singing, chanting, playing music if you play an instrument. And then this is always a fun one for me. I put down start a fresh new book. Just start a new book that you've been wanting to read. Just start a new book. Really just jump into like a new adventure with, a fifth chakra vibe book. Okay, the day of the week is Wednesday, which is linked with Mercury, right? Did you not see Mercury coming? Here he is. Mercury rules this chakra. And Mercury also rules Gemini and Virgo. And so, the suggestion would be to take a look in your natal chart at where Mercury is, what house, what sign is Mercury in your chart. And I'm confident there's going to be a message there for you. You can also take a look at your chart at Gemini and Virgo. What's going on in your house? Are there any other planets in there? And just take a look at like what those mean. I keep giving these suggestions, and I made a joke during one of our breaks. Do you remember? I said, you can talk about the chakras. I'll talk about the house, and we'll get an astrologer to talk about the astrology. We'll bookend it, right? There's part of me that's like, I could probably bookend it with the astrology, but I am a very humble student of astrology right now. And I just, for the record, I'm taking formal training, and it's so interesting. And I just respect it so much that I'm leaving little hot biscuits here. That's all that we're doing. So anyway, Mercury, Gemini, Virgo. You had said earlier the color blue. Totally fine. All the resources for fifth chakra say blue, but Mercury is also often linked with green, and also pink. There's something about Mercury as kind of a it's not he's like an either neither. Mercury, he and I say he, she, I don't know. So green, pink. So that's where I was giving them with that. Mercury as like a archetype character is not quite a trickster, but close, right?
No, for sure.
And so green, pink, pale pink, like rose quartz pink or blue or heart chakra. So those would be the colors. And of course, to really ready, aim, fire, you could do this filing cabinet work with your apps and be doing your home office declutter all on a Wednesday while wearing green, blue, and pink. Okay, that's when you line up the stars. Triple your impact. I mean, we're joking, but I'm pointing to something very magically true.
And certainly how people used to live their lives.
Yes. Much more than now.
Yeah, much.
So, but there's a few of us left. So, and so anything else to add about the throat chakra?
Yeah, actually, there's quite a lot, actually, because, we're talking about, when you're talking about the link to Mercury, maybe is this whole understanding of Hermes and the sense of what it means to be the messenger of the gods. And you have in a lot of these traditions, like the hummingbird or the eagle, or there's some sense of sort of like this quality of linking realms, right? And I think there's something about that, and that sort of the notion of liminality, the notion of both andness, and that sense of being right on the border, right? There's something about that I was thinking about, right, with this. And also that sense of, I think, what would be like a sign of like, that your throat chakra is open, right? So there should be a sense that life is open to your sort of, creative contribution, right? And so that doesn't matter sort of in what form, right? But that you're letting that creativity, that specific quality, just being alive and creating something new, that just letting that flow through you, right? In those areas.
Singing or playing an instrument.
Exactly. And just, or, whatever, writing a story or, dreaming up, about what the different planets would look like in the night or whatever, however people would kind of live a life that's tapped into that energy, right? And there's something about this, and I'll end with this because we're talking about the element, and a lot of people don't understand the notion of space and ether. And I'm not going to say I'll be able to talk, too much about it, but just to give you some sense, it's in these sort of ancient traditions, space or ether was that which connected everything, but was unmoved. It was sort of the unmoved, connective sort of matrix of this physical world. That's a space, right? But then it linked in for them with also this beautiful notion of sort of spaciousness within ourselves, right? And so a sense of connectedness to that divine boundlessness. Mm. So it's almost like you're a little precursor of some of the higher chakras here, right? Because you're opening up so with transparency to letting that sort of flow down into your life, flow out from
flow up from your life too, in the sense of, speech. You can have a blown open throat chakra, but be disconnected from your heart and just be a real asshole.
Exactly. Just be a Hitler or whatever, right? And very much this, I think that's why, to me, adding the heart into
any of
them, just you win. So that's a beautiful idea, right? What's it like to speak with love to someone, right? And to really share your love, to share and to express your compassion, right? And to just show yourself in those ways, those beautiful, vulnerable, open-hearted ways, right? And to just speak from that place. So it's that sharing, that giving of yourself, and with being transparent, being sort of authentic, right? There's something I think with that, with integrity, and because it's linked to transparency to me. So anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful chakra.
It really is. Well, and you're a son of Mercury. You're a Virgo. So, you're a very wordy guy. I mean, you sort of epitomize, as a professor and as a writer and, just like really good with words. You're a really great speaker. That's why, I was so excited when you agreed to do this, because I love the way you, are able to, describe and explain things that make it feel very, real, that I can see, I can understand. I'm deeply appreciative. Okay, so I guess we're complete now with the throat chakra. You're listening to the Living Mandala podcast. Hi, friends. It's me again. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Just finished up with the throat. Next time we come back with the Ajna chakra, and then after that, just a couple more, the crown, and then the auric field. So I hope you'll stay tuned and finish the series out. Let's land this plane in style, the Chakras of the House series. Thanks so much for listening to the Living Mandala podcast.